In a year like 2025, where there was lots of quality indie games, some of those indie games may have gotten lost in the shuffle, one of which I believe is Absolum. Absolum is a beat 'em up roguelike game that is in the mold of games like Double Dragon and Streets of Rage. Now, the good thing is, unlike most roguelikes, this one can actually be played cooperatively with a buddy both locally or online. So, kicking things off, one of the first things that you'll notice is the fantastic art style. The characters all look fantastic, they all have their unique identity, they all have their unique characteristics and animation, but also the backdrops themselves. The backdrops are very well drawn, they're varied, lots of different environments, and it always feels fresh no matter which area you go into, which is fantastic. And of course, that art can be seen in things such as the UI and the game's map, where you see the whole overlay of the game world. Just the art style across the board, in terms of animation, in terms of moves, in terms of just style, color palette, it's all really, really good, and it's a shining star in this game, in my opinion. But as for the game's narrative component, this is probably one of the game's more weaker aspects, as the narrative here, it serves its purpose. You are essentially playing one of four wizards that is trying to save your world. It's very basic, very simple, nothing too crazy with regards to the story. It serves its purpose to help pull you along. But that's not why you're playing this game. You're playing Absolum because of the incredible fun combat that's on display. And that's the shining star here. Now, unlike other roguelikes such as Hades and Dead Cells, where you play as one singular protagonist with a variety of different weapons that all feel different, Absolum puts you in command of one of four characters, and each character has their own set of skills and abilities and fighting styles. This allows the gameplay to be really, really varied. On top of this, because it is a beat 'em up, they really lean into the combo system. There is a lot of crazy combos that you can pull off, and as you increase your combo meter, you gain more experience, which help you level up faster. So stringing nice long combos together is really, really good. Mastering your character of choice is very, very important, because of how each character plays differently, as they all have strengths and weaknesses. That being said, they all have their own unique skills. So much like a roguelike, there's multiple forms of progression. You have the progression that is within a run, that once the run is over, you lose whatever you have, and it's random every single time. Then you have your crystals, which you will then spend on very specific upgrades. Upgrades such as giving you an extra life, increasing your health, increasing companion health, damage, and all of that stuff. And these upgrades are universal. It goes across the board no matter which character you're choosing. Then, each character themselves have their own unique upgrades that you can upgrade, that unlock different skills and different abilities for those characters, further diversifying their playstyles from one another. So there's a lot of replay value here, and this is what makes like the best part of this game, is that it's just a lot of fun to dive in and just beat the crap out of a lot of monsters with whoever you feel like it. And when you get bored, you can switch it up to a different character and have a whole different style. This, of course, is accentuated by the amazing boss fights. The boss fights themselves, one of the best parts about it is how they progressively get better the further you get into the game. They start off with basic attacks and basic palettes at the beginning of the game, to when you get to the end of the game, they have a whole different slew of new tricks that you may not be familiar with. And mastering things such as dodging, parrying, the combo strings, what works well with what, is important in order to beating the game. Now, in order to complete the game the first time, it's going to run you about 10 or 12 hours, mostly dependent on how good you are at mastering the combat in the game. But obviously, with the permanent upgrades, you can make yourself strong enough to beat the game in a good amount of time. And even after you beat it, there's a lot of replayability there just because of how varied the gameplay is. Now, I've spoke a lot about this game, about the positives, but what are the negatives of Absolum? Well, to be honest, I think Absolum is a near perfect game. I think it's a game I highly recommend, but there is one critical flaw, and I don't understand why this is a thing even in 2025 when this has been established some time ago. You cannot save in the middle of a run. This is a big issue for me. It is the only issue I've had with this game, is that you can't save in the middle of the run. While when you first start up the game and you first playing the first few hours, your runs are about 15, 20 minutes. It's not a big deal. But as you get further and further throughout the game and you get stronger and you're able to get to the final boss and beat the boss, runs can take more than an hour. And it's like, I can't save in the middle of the run. Thankfully for me, I played on the Switch, which allowed me to just put my unit to sleep and then wake it back up when I need to. But it's really a shame when you look at other roguelikes such as Hades that has that feature in, and then you have other games such as Returnal, which they didn't have that feature, and then they put that feature in. So to me, it's a big misstep to not have that feature in, to not be able to save in the middle of a raid. But that is the only quirk I had with this game. Other than that, I had a fantastic experience with Absolum. Absolum, to me, I recommend it for anybody who likes beat 'em up, who just wants a pick up and play type of experience. And it's just a blast to play. And if you got a buddy that's interested in playing, or maybe they're already playing, it makes the game all that much more better. The only quirk being that you can't save in the middle of a run. But other than that, Absolum is a near perfect game in my experience, and it's just a lot of fun to play. I'm giving Absolum a 9.5 out of 10. This is Veteran Gamer, and I hope to see you guys next time.